I'm Zim, and you're listening to the Helpful Photographer Podcast in collaboration with New York City Photo Safari. To register for a safari, please visit newyorkcityphotosafari.com. Over the past couple of weeks, I talked about the tools I enjoy having in my camera bag. Today, it's going to be the worst tools I've ever run into. To be honest, I actually don't own any of these products, but I've dealt with many people who've brought them out on sessions with me. So first on my list is the Platypod. I'm not a fan of these products at all, and I know they have a really devoted fan base, but I'm just not one of them. I find that it's very heavy for what it does, and I find it's not versatile at all, and you still need a head to mount to it. That being the case, why not just get a tabletop tripod so that you're at least a few inches off the surface that the device is sitting on? Furthermore, if you don't have a flat surface to work with, you're kind of screwed. Even though ideally you want a flat surface to work with on a tripod, I can always make a tripod work even if the surface is uneven. So as a result of this, the company is now offering little feet that you can add to your Platypod. But again, what's the point? Why not just get a small tripod? Another horrible product are plastic Holga filters. When I was shooting film and teaching photography, I remember a student came to me very excited about a camera he had just bought. Why? Because it was $20 and it shot medium format film. So what is this thing? It was called a Holga. It's a plastic camera with a plastic lens that allowed you to shoot with medium format film. Medium format film was generally 2 inches wide, and most medium format cameras gave you a 2x2 negative. The advantage was that this was much bigger than 35mm film and gave you a ton more resolution. But since the Holga had a plastic lens, the image quality was total crap. And since it was all of $20, the housing was crap too. So what made it crap aside from this plastic lens? Well, because that $20 camera always had light leaks. Since film is light sensitive, you had to make sure that the camera housing was completely light-proof. Otherwise, you would get strange streaks of light through your image. So the student came to me bragging about how cool this was, because the results were totally uncontrollable. This is where I started pounding my head against the wall, because he thought it was cool because it was producing crappy images. In many ways, it did what Instagram filters do today. But these days, you know what your images will look like before you save the image. These cameras were really popular among young photo students, in the same way filters on Instagram are really popular now. So with the advent of digital, Holga has introduced a filter wheel. It's a device that will fit on your very expensive camera with the uber high resolution sensor to basically give you a really crappy image with weird color combinations. My question is, why not just do this in Photoshop? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Why would you spend extra money and carry extra weight in your bag to do this? All right, enough. My third pick for worst camera tools is the lens cleaning pen. I'm willing to bet that most of you listening to this already have one in your bag or have debated buying one. So why is this such a bad product? Well, the side with the brush really should not be used for your sensor, as it's not anti-static and will likely introduce more dust into your camera than it removes. And if you're planning on using it for your lens, it's not going to remove your fingerprints either. It will remove dust from the front of your lens, but why not just blow on it? So the brush is all but useless. But then there's the other side of the pen, which is a lot more problematic. It's got a flat disc with a microfiber cloth stuck to it that's meant for more serious cleaning. But here's the problem. Once that microfiber is dirty, you can't get that clean again. And it's so small that it's really only good for about 2 cleanings before it's dirty. And heaven forbid you use this on your sensor. Aside from the dirty issue, you can't get it into the corners of your sensor anyway. If you need something to clean your lens, carry a microfiber cloth that you can throw in your washer. And for your sensor, buy a dedicated cleaning brush. They'll allow you to get in the corners, and they're usually single-use only for a reason. Although I've had these pens because they've come with something else I've purchased, I've never allowed one to make it into my camera bag. So those are my top 3 worst photo gadgets. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, keep on shooting.